Have you ever played France in Hoi 4 and been steamrolled by the Germans in less than 6 weeks? If so, don't worry. This guide, I'll be showing you how to hold forever as historical France in single player and how to properly play France in multiplayer. Starting off, you want to change your garrison law to local autonomy. And then after that, you're going to want to do the revive national bloc focus. Next, you want to do spy agency and you want to do your standard research. But if you're playing MP, you'd also want to have one research slot always on anti-tank. Now, you're going to build in mainland if you're playing single player, but if you're playing multiplayer, you'd always want to build in Africa. Don't build in North Africa. Your production should be the same for both, but if you're playing single player, you can go higher on guns and support equipment. I forgot to mention if you're playing multiplayer, you're going to want to almost day 1 mills, maybe max 5 civs, and don't forget to apply your MIOs. Next up is our division design. For our division, since France is going to be really poor and in MP all you focus on is high quality tanks, we're going to be doing 18 widths and we're going to literally only have the bare minimum. Next up for our divisions, we're going to want to delete all tank and all motorized divisions and one infantry battalion, leaving us with 60 divisions, and we're going to set it to a garrison order of all of our supply hubs. Now with our dockyards, we're going to just build convoys, but if you're free designing, you would do a light or torp DD. Here, I convert all the divisions to our new template, and I begin to train them for some army XP so we can design our tank. Now that we've waited a little bit, we've got one army XP and we'll design our tank. If you're playing single player, you're going to do a medium tank, and if you're doing multiplayer, you're going to want to do a heavy tank. If you were able to design your tank day 1 in multiplayer, you would immediately put your extra mill on tanks. Instead of having 6 mills on guns, you'd only have 5. So now if you did spy agency, you're going to hire a spy and put it in Germany, and you're going to continue full passive defense, and then after that it's up to you what you want to do. Next, now we have our first pop-up. We're going to stay historical, and we're going to go to our focus tree and make sure we do the next focus in line, which is laissez-faire. Once you're done your first research, you're going to want to go to the research above guns tech and do it to get the heavy weapons support company, which is essential for your infantry. May 1st, this event almost always fires as an election event, and it's really good and you get a free early mobilization, so take it. Once your next focus is done, you want to do protect the rights of man. With our next research slot, we're going to continue to rush our industry. Once we're done, the next focus, we're going to do review foreign policy for the PP. Once this focus is complete, you're immediately going to hire a silent workhorse for the PP gain, and then you're going to go and do begin rearmament. After the next focus, you do aggressive focus, and then you can get a chief of army. As soon as you can, you want to start the flame tank special project. Once this is complete, you want to hire the army offense advisor, and then you want to work your XP gain towards a relief command, and then you want to do the economic I don't know how to fucking read it. The second you get enough army XP, you want to get the relief of command for the more army XP gain. With your next 150 PP, you can either get the war industrialist or pick this industrial concern that I pick. Next, you want to promote entrepreneurship. Since we're playing pure vanilla and it's absolutely brutal to gain XP, we're going to improve relations with China, so as soon as we get 100 PP, we can send an attaché. Our next focus is going to be stimulate the dynamic market. Now that we got a freaky deaky 100 PP, we're going to send an attaché to China to try and get some of that XP. Next focus we are going to do is buy time, which will help us get rid of disjointed government. Once you finish this beautiful special project, Flame Tanks, you're going to want to design it with this design I'm going to put up on screen, or you can see it right now. And you're going to put 1 mil on it. Your production lines right now should look something similar to this. If you're playing single player, maybe a little more on guns, and if you're playing multiplayer, as much as you can on tanks, that's your top priority. After you're done this focus, you're going to go down and you're going to want to do strengthen government so you can get rid of disjointed government. In this event, obviously you're going to want to click the one that's going to give you less consumer goods factor. It's just perfect. Once you're done strengthen government, you want to devalue the franc. In this template, we're going to have 9 infantry battalions, support artillery, MP, and then 3 heavy weapons company, and we're going to turn off support equipment. Now you can either pick another political advisor, or if you're expecting early war, just pick your high command and military staff. Once you are done your next focus, you want to pick the Blumbiet proposal to remove full employment. When you get this event, you're going to have to pick between PP and stability, and then after, you're going to continue down to remove full employment. Next focus we're going to want to do is encourage immigration. Now we're going to want to design our tank. If you're playing multiplayer, you're going to want to design your heavy tank destroyer, which I'll put up the template right now. And if you're playing single player, you're going to do a medium SPG. The reason we've been producing such cheap things to start with is so now we can convert them to our proper design to get all the stats. Now, if you're playing single player, you're going to design your tank, or you're going to do Space Marines. And if you're playing multiplayer, you do the exact same template here, just you would add TDs instead. I couldn't afford the final product, but I'll throw up the final product on the left just so you can see what you should be doing if you have endless XP. Here, we're going to want to leave the checks to their fate to stay historical. Now you can train up more divisions, you can train up your tanks if you already have the template designed, but I didn't have it designed yet. And we're going to set up our orders. So we're going to do a front line on the Germans across the Maginot Line. And we're going to set up our fallback line for where we're going to hold if we're playing, MP. And then we're also going to make a line across from the Italians and one in Africa. The next focus I do is go with Britain. I wouldn't do this unless I was playing single player and multiplayer. I'd likely do something that's worth my time or a little bit better. I likely should have changed my conversion line to SPGs a little bit earlier, but it's fine. And if you're playing multiplayer, as soon as you get anti-tank 2, you would immediately start producing that, and you would make sure you click the conversion button. Next focus you want to take is the infantry tanks focus. It's going to give you a bunch of bonuses on your MIO. Immediately after that, you're going to want to do defensive stratagems to get rid of disjointed government. Make sure if you're playing multiplayer, you're putting everything you have spare on tanks, and if you're playing single player, you can go up on guns and support equipment, depending on what you want. Now the focuses are really up to you, but I'm going to work my way down to get rid of these army debuffs by doing paddle maneuver. Now start training up your tanks. Depending on your split, you could have all day from 6 to 12 tanks, or even more, or even less. Alright, war has now started. If we're starting, if you're in single player, you can have fun, go on the Rhineland. If you're in multiplayer and you're a little scared, you can just sit behind the Maginot Line, be a little nervous, not do anything. Make sure you tell the UK, give me some fucking green air. So now if you want to seriously push in the Rhineland, maybe try and cap Germany, you're going to take all your divisions and put them on your front line, and you're going to push into Germany using your SPGs and your infantry to hold the gaps. Alright, your tanks, or in this case our SPGs, should easily be able to click the Germans out of any state, especially these easy states where we can attack from multiple tiles. Even though they have forts, it doesn't mean shit, because look at these green bubbles, these juicy green bubbles. We're just absolutely destroying them. Now, if you're playing multiplayer, you might just want to click a little bit into the Rhineland, and then scorch earth or delete factories to mess with the German player, or just mess with their economy. But you want to be careful and make sure you don't lose any of your tanks, or any of your infantry. After a little bit of pushing, you should be fairly deep in the Rhineland and controlling most of the German industry, and have a few good encirclements. If you're playing multiplayer, you can ask the UK, give me green air, do your job, give me green air. But since we're playing single player, there's not much more we can do about it, and we can just keep our fighters up, which will not give us green air, but maybe we can make a difference. And all you're gonna do here is just keep wasting German IC, keep killing them, keep, destroying their tanks, keep killing their infantry, anything to try and weaken the Germany, so then you can hold better, or you can continue to push and go all the way to Berlin. Now I'm gonna pull back because some players aren't confident, some players don't want to hold, don't want to go in Germany and mess with the Germans. So I'm gonna pull back and I'm gonna set up a fallback line, and we're just gonna sit here for the rest of the game so I can show you how easy it is to hold against Germans, even with a build where your infantry is horrible and your tanks are the only thing you have to click back with. I have to speed this part up because I was watching Django Unchained, and it's actually a really good movie, but I wasn't too focused on Hoi 4. Alright, so let's say you just want to hold, you want to play it safe. Once all your divisions are back, you're going to want to assign some to the fallback line. You're going to make sure Italy's holding fine, and you have your troops in Libya so you don't lose your steel. And now you're going to move some stuff to the fallback line. You don't need to keep much on the Maginot Line at all, so you can move most of your army back to the fallback line. And your tanks, you should obviously just keep your tanks wherever you want to click back, so you can click through the Maginot Line and just mess with the Germans if you want, or you can go and hold your fallback line. Now you're going to look at your stockpile, see how many tanks you're down, see how much infantry equipment you're down, change your mills if you need to. And if you look at our tank production, we're down 200 tanks, but we're producing 18 a day, so it doesn't matter because we're getting tons of tanks out. So now if you're really bored and you don't know what to do, you can just keep clicking across the Maginot, click the Germans, click their tanks. You can even click their tanks with the SPGs, that's how shit the AI is. Even though SPGs only have high soft stack and no hard attack, you just click the tile, don't walk in, click the tile, you're just deleting their stockpile. Now if you want a really easy and low cortisol thing to do, you can just keep clicking this tile across the Maginot, which is super easy, super low cortisol, and really satisfying because their divisions just get clicked out instantly. Finally, the Germans are going around the Maginot and going to go through Belgium to get to us. That doesn't mean anything, we're going to stay on our line and stay protected, and once they line up on our line, we can just have fun and sit there. Well, that didn't take long at all. Now the Belgians have capitulated, and you can just keep clicking the infantry across from your tanks whenever you want. It's just, there's no reason not to. We traded high quality tanks for a few more infantry, so we have worse infantry but way better tanks and way more tanks. And if you're playing multiplayer here, you're going to want to ask the UK, give me green air, give me the cast, give me the fighters, because if they don't do that for you, they just hate you or they're bad at the game. And if you're playing single player, you're going to keep clicking back with your tanks. See this red bubble? It doesn't matter because we click back with our tanks. So yeah, just play it safe and keep clicking. Now we are literally doing the exact same thing as we were doing earlier. All you're going to do as France is click with your tanks and let your infantry fill the gaps. When they counter click you, try to click you back. Your tanks, just let them click. And that's it. Infantry don't do anything, just sit there. Now, if you have to, you can move your tanks around. You know, you don't need to keep them all in one place. You can move around 2 per tile because they'll be able to click anything if you have 2 tanks in a tile. Any more than that is overkill, and any less than that is just not enough. Now, the Germans are turning up the pressure. They're trying to click me more, but as you see, all the bubbles are green. If we just click back, we defend, every bubble will always be green. We'll click them at the tile. They'll never have time to org. They'll just be losing strength. Now you can either keep sitting on this fallback line, or you can extend your front line and assign the divisions to it. But if you do that, if you're new to the game, please be careful and do not assign your divisions from Italy and Algeria to this as well. The AI absolutely cannot push us. We have 1/3 of the economy as Germany, and they're still struggling to beat us. This just shows you it's not always about how strong their economy is, but it's about your templates, how you play the game, and you know how you assign bonuses and generals. Alright, well this plays in the back. I'm going to explain what you would do if you are playing multiplayer and you went into Africa. Or if you're playing single player and you're just maybe not as good with tanks as you want to be, so you want to make higher quality info so you don't need to rely on them as much. So yeah, if you're playing multiplayer, you might want to, after you capitulate, you're going to probably want to have some divisions in Africa. You know, your tanks, and then you're going to listen to your allies. Oh, we need them in the Raj, then you go to the Raj. And you always are going to be there for D-Day. Also, don't forget your converts. You could have converts in the UK, converts in the Raj, converts in Africa, so you can instantly convert your tanks there and get them there quicker. Now, some differences we could make if you're playing single player and just want to play a little safer. Instead of putting 5 on guns, 1 on support equipment, 1 on artillery, you're going to put more on guns, more on support equipment. And you can change out artillery for AA. That's probably what I would do if I was playing multiplayer. This does wrap up my first ever tutorial. It's my second video. I know it's not perfect, and I definitely went too fast. But that's why if you need any help, you can always join my Discord server in the description. And also, please do tell me what I did wrong or what you want to see me do next. My next video is going to be amazing. I've already got the whole plan for it. It's going to be like my first video, but even better, hopefully.